Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We are no longer doing MRC at the moment due to the whole replay issue where everything just kind of broke with the new patch. Apparently it was announced and I missed that announcement, so whoopsie daisy here. So just as an introduction of what we are doing here, until Season 2 begins, we are covering some high-level games, anyone who I can basically get my hands on, but we're also opening up the board to replay submissions. So simply leave your comment of a replay you would like me to cover, whether it's a game that you really enjoyed from like maybe a streamer or something, or one of your own. We'll just be covering some high-ranked games, well, maybe some bronze-ranked games as well, so make sure to subscribe. Let's check out the game we have today. We are checking out the Season 2 games, and we are starting off on Symbiotic Surface. I jumped on with the player who at the time is rank 1 on the leaderboard. That is RyanGosling up here. And we're already jumping on in. This is at the time, this is the day after the ladder came available. So we are at like about Grandmaster 2, Grandmaster 3. No one's obviously at those high levels yet. No one's had the time to climb much higher than that. But let's get this going. Symbiotic Surface. No teams to talk about here, so we'll just be calling them Blue Team and Red Team, as you might expect. Hela and Groot going to be banned out. There's no protection in the ranked system. And on the side of Red Team, we're going to see Psylocke and Namor taken out. Season 2, of course, so we have the new Namor tech combined with the Hulk, who also received a buff. But of course, this is what a lot of people are here to see. The arrival of Emma Frost into Marvel Rivals. And of course, both teams are immediately going to be picking her up. Let's get ready and introduce some of our players, ladies and gentlemen, as we get ready to get set up onto Symbiotic Surface. On the left-hand side, it is the blue team with Mace playing the Emma Frost. Chowu playing the Hawkeye. Oh, that is quite the name. ZAMORAKANROIDS is the best I'm going to be able to do with that. They are on the Magneto. Biblical 333 is playing the Winter Soldier. RyanGosling is on Lunar Snow. And TimTheTatman, yes, the streamer, is going to be on that rocket. And on the right-hand side, I believe from Sentinels, it is Billion on the Adam Warlock. Netra is on the Magneto. Aiki playing the Star-Lord. A name I cannot read is on the rocket, Sir Korn. Sir will be playing the Mantis. And Isaac is playing the Emma Frost. Red team going to start pushing on in, trying to set themselves up for an early engage onto the point here. Shield will break at this early stage. Absolutely locks down with the diamond form and the kick. Trying to punish Isaac here, but they're going to get the shield from Magneto to keep them sustained through this initial engage. Countering though, taking out Zam, but they return at the BRB. But it does mean the Biblical isn't getting their own revive here. Chow will try to take the duel versus Aiki, but is a little outnumbered here and will get picked off. And it looks like the attackers are going to be able to push on here. The upgraded Seer coming out from TimTheTatman to give them that extra overshield so that they can keep on pushing into the point here. Galactic Legend coming out for Aiki. An intense first battle right off the point here. Trying to burst through that Fate of Both Worlds. That was barely touched in the season crossover. Very little's going down here. TimTheTatman focused down, but instead it will be Aiki who gets picked off and returns into that cocoon for Billion. Going to be blasting in. Media aim for Netra. On the stairs, does not find the target. Here comes the peasants from Mace, trying to pull them all in to lock them down with the silence, but it's eating so much damage. The rocket healing, though, very effective. Barriers coming up once again. Billion, the Karmic Revival, brought back the team, meaning numbers are equal here, but Kraken Impact is coming in, takes out one. Sir Korn is down as Biblical looks to bring down a plague of Kraken Impacts, but it's not enough, gets locked down. And Zamorak is coming back in with the Venom to keep touching the point. It's almost point number 1, but they are holding for the moment. TimTheTatman once again with the Seer for that little bit of extra shielding. The new upgraded Seer, so good in terms of keeping your team alive on the point. Here comes the Soul Rejuvenation from Korn to try and allow them to counter pressure here to keep the point fight. But it looks like numbers and attrition We're finally starting to see red team pushing on through. We still keep seeing blue team coming back in for the defense. Another fate of both worlds from RyanGosling as Mace is getting melted here. They get slept, get picked off, and that's going to be a triple. We will finally see point number 1 go over to the red team. Zam is backing out of here. Does not want to get picked off. Reminder, if you're enjoying these games, considering we're pivoting content is now, due to the replay issue, it is now more important than ever that you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe and share it with your friends. Otherwise, the channel's growth that we've been seeing may just be put to a very abrupt halt. So I need you now more than ever. Ah! Isaac pushing in. Try to set up. Try to get a little bit of pressure. A Zam into the backline. Quick turnaround. Feast from the abyss. Solbon not at the ready. That longer cooldown makes it a lot harder to use. The lockdowns, though, really trying to keep him held here. The Seer coming out this time from the rocket, whose name I cannot read. Circord gets pulled in and gets picked off. Isaac using the terrain to try and hold. Counter roll to try and lock him down. Galactic Legend from Biblical takes out Rocket. Isaac, Aiki, but Karmic Revival brings them all back. Billion keeping their team in this game as they look to push on in. Trapping Star-Lord. Not able to find the right target here. Not able to push in any further. TimTheTatman has once again shielded their team. Here comes the Galactic Legend for Aiki to push on in. Doing a lot of damage, but again, the fate of both worlds will put a stop to this. They're not going to be able to blast on through the front push here. Chowu healing up as best as they can here. Keeping the team topped up, tries to snowball, not finding it. Isaac taking out Tim. Right now, red team are still creeping forward step by step here. And blue team not able to find the defense, not able to slow this down as point number 2 goes over to blue team. Netra pushing very far forward here, going to self-shield. Meaning that Isaac is going to lose a little bit of that protection. Still pushing forward, though. Mind's Aegis. Just coming off cooldown here. Immediately shield goes up to allow them to push on through Diamond Form so that they can try and get that little bit of extra sustain. But they're still eating a lot of hits here. Pushing on in. Hunter's Sight from RyanGosling to try and take out the Seer, which they do. Now, big damage takes out Aiki there. Using those illusions, losing those shadows to help pick them off. Chowu has their own fate of both worlds here as RyanGosling has swapped off of the healer onto that Hawkeye of their own here. Biblical! Once again, living up to their name, comes on in, picks up another triple. Karmic Revival coming in again. They're chasing down Billion, though, trying to finish them off so that they can try and stop these revives, but they're not able to do so. Netra goes down, comes back at the revive, but Meteor will take out Billion and Korn. They're both reviving, though. One by that extra rejuvenation from Adam Warlock and one by his own cocoon. Biblical forced to back away. Here comes Isaac once again, trying to lock him down with the Psionic Seduction. Setting their team up as Sir Korn will pick up the double elimination there. An intense game on Symbiotic Surface here as Isaac looks to push on in. Setting their team up for a very aggressive push. Creating that extra shielding with the Mind's Aegis. Using it as great cover here. Fate of both worlds comes in from Chowu. They're trying to break the line here. Seer comes out from the rocket, whose name we cannot read. They've got that big shield now. As long as they stick inside that tether, it will begin to disappear over time if they step outside. Biblical dropped low, trying to get out of here, but RyanGosling is uncontested. Finally going to get turned on here. Mind's Aegis is dropped. They're immediately away from it, so they're not going to have this as the setup here. Here we go, Hunter's Sight and the Galactic Legend. It's blue team's time to shine, and it is a massacre. Blue team wiping red team off the board here. Still 30 seconds left. There is still an opportunity to try and bring this back. But Red Team, they cannot afford to hesitate. They cannot afford to hang around. They need to start moving. Creeping forward. RyanGosling still sending shots down range, trying to catch someone out of position. Good damage onto Netra. Good hit. Lovely setup. Knockback. RyanGosling forced to back away. Aiki trying to get into the right line. Here comes the seduction to try and lock him down. Trying to focus onto Aiki. So the Galactic Legend gets shut down. Aiki will get TimTheTatman though, as Media M for Netra. Trying to fight the backline, but it's blocked with the shield. But in the meantime, they are still picking up everyone here. TimTheTatman, the only person who's up, trying to creep on forward, but that card is reaching point number 3. And Red Team will achieve the triple.
0, 2, 3. Time to switch things up, including which side.
Now Blue Team, it is their turn to attack to try and bring it back here.
You'll need a top-notch team to
Mace,
win this.
chowu, Zam, Biblical, RyanGosling, and TimTheTatman. How do they adjust their composition here? Looks like we're going to be seeing a Star-Lord of their own as RyanGosling moves over to that Adam Warlock. Zam going to be moving over to the Emma Frost here. Mace, I believe, was on it before. A little bit of swapping around here. Mace going to move over to the Adam. RyanGosling picks up the Mantis. Chowu over to Hawkeye. So they're not going to go for a triple support style. Where is this camera? What am I looking at? Okay, let's solve that problem.
This thing is way harder to read than the scanner on the Milano.
30 seconds before you attack.
On the
Get
defense.
ready.
We will see Red Team beginning to move on in. They have not changed their composition at all. Let's have a look at the statistics at the halfway point here. 11 final hits for Biblical, highest in the game, and not even the highest eliminations, though. With 11 final hits, 14 eliminations, they are still behind Aiki with 20 eliminations, but only 9 of which are final hits. However, Aiki has doubled the damage output here, almost 13k to 20k. Quite a significant difference. Big healing numbers coming in from TimTheTatman, 20k, highest in the game, just beating out the Rocket, whose name we cannot read, and most damage blocked, 27k, just being beaten out by Mace with 34k. Been having a good time on that Emma Frost, as in comes Blue Team, ready for their first push. Soulbond right off the bat on the initial engage, as Netra will be the first to fall on that Magneto. Leaving Isaac as the main front line here, trying to get onto Mace, takes them down. Remove the Adam Warlock from the board so that they remove at least some of that healing. Forcing them to back up. Re-Cocoon, Mind's Aegis, picked off immediately, but that's not going to stop Isaac from pushing on in and trying to make some positioning and get some angles here. First third of the point has been taken by Blue Team. Red Team trying to turn this round. Lots of damage coming in, but they're still holding the line. Billion cosmic clusters sent down range. Mace trying to match it. Good damage. Most of it's eaten by that magnetic Aegis. Magnetic Bulwark from the Magneto. The flank coming in here. Billion wrapping around. Netra coming on in. Galactic Legend for Aiki. Fate of both worlds will shut this down, preventing anyone from actually getting picked up unless they start to split away from the rest of the team. And now Sir Korn will be forced to burn a extra healing of their own with the Soul Rejuvenation. But once this expires, they're in serious trouble. RyanGosling goes down. They will be back in the cocoon because now all of the healing ultimates are gone, meaning Biblical has free reign to go absolutely ham. Gonna clean them up here. Gets the double. Blaster Mirage doesn't want to commit even further as they will be picked off. And even though they picked a double, they find no one. We're still seeing the defense being held here. Biblical backing away. Not going to get picked off here. And that was an incredible defense. Even though they used most of their big strategist ultimates, Red Team was still able to hold the line, picking off the split off members from the side of Blue Team. Mace sending in the shots. And Zam, Mind's Aegis. Set up, give the team that angle of attack, that extra bit of cover. Aiki dropped low, healed up immediately here. on the line very well. TimTheTatman has moved on to Doctor Strange to try and give them that engage angle. Aya Agamotto inside takes out Rocket and the BRB, but Aiki on the other side has dropped that Galactic Legend, meaning they are getting focused down pretty effectively here. Aiki gets Zam. It's a 2-for-1. And once again, Red Team are starting to hold the line. Billion keeps the team topped up. It's going to be a double. Make it triple for Isaac. Sir Korn will finish off Biblical.
Only 60 seconds left.
And Blue Team, what do they have left? As right now, Red Team have locked them out here.
Help, friend.
A little bit of pressure. Isaac backing away. Finds Aegis. Both Emmas setting that up. Galactic Legend for Biblical to try and get onto the backline. Big focus to try and just burn through everyone, but that soul rejuvenation from Sir Korn is just too much. Here comes the Psionics. The ultimate side of seduction. The heroes knew. Give me a break. As they move on him, TimTheTatman will get the first pick up here. Fate of both worlds. The BRB brings them back. Netra, though, is falling. Will finally go down. Comes back at the Karmic Revival to bring them back in here. And suddenly Zam is starting to get very outnumbered here. Blue Team, they're running out of members. They get the shielding from Magneto, but they got to try and hold this basically to 2 versus 5, but doing some really good damage here. Trying to take out Isaac. Not enough damage. Zam is going on everything here. Trying to hold the line. RyanGosling, who brought out the matches at the last moment to get that extra ultimate for the extra healing with the soul rejuvenation. Rocket, Sia, immediately picked off here. There's the crystal kick as Zam is trying to push him off the point. Overtime is ticking down. Soul bonds to try and allow him for one more re-engage. Media M finds nothing, and it's all up to Mace now. If Mace can get a good Karmic Revival, then they can turn this round as Netra comes in. Media M into the backline, but the Karmic Revival comes out. Overtime keeps going, and Biblical takes to the sky in a last-ditch effort to allow Blue Team to claim point number 1 with just a sliver of overtime left. They're burning through. Blaster Barrage, and Psionic Seduction locks them off the point. That is going to be a 3-0 in favor of Red Team. What an incredible match. Isaac taking MVP, and I do not blame the game system there. Isaac, it's been a day, and they're already performing this well on the Emma Frost. Let's look at those statistics. MVP, 36 eliminations, second highest in the game, just behind Aiki, who of course did top the numbers, especially with that big boost from round number 1. Only getting taken out 4 times, second lowest in the game, just behind Billion, who only got taken out twice. No trait value from that Adam Warlock at all. Report Billion. Oh my god, he only went down twice. Where does he get the revive value? Incredible. Well played, Billion. 19 final hits. Highest in the game, once again, for Isaac. Just did so well. 24k damage, which I believe, I'm just double checking, is the third highest. Third highest in the game, just behind Biblical and Aiki. Biblical with 26k. 35k damage for Aiki. Doing huge work on this Star-Lord. Top damage blocked again. Isaac showing just how powerful this Emma Frost can be. 45k. That's at least 7k more than anyone else in the game. Just absorbing the hits there. Well deserved on that Emma Frost. And top healing. 31k. It's close. Chowu, they stuck on that. Lunar Snow most of the game. They were able to lock that in with that 31k. There is a 28k for the Rocket, whose name we do not know. TimTheTatman with 20k, despite the fact that they were a tank for the majority of that last round. That's all round 1 healing they've basically got in there. There's a 22k for Sir Korn, who did incredible work. Well, they did not do as much damage as the Adam Warlocks, which is to be expected. They did still perform very admirably here, getting 8 final hits. They knew the job. They heal when they can, but Matches can still do a little bit of DPS as well. But that is going to be the kind of content we will be seeing in the future now that we have swapped over to this style due to the replays all breaking. And once again, we are open to replay submissions. So if you see games that you think are good, then please, in the comments on this video, I'll be keeping an eye on TikTok as well. Make sure you send those replay IDs and I will give them a look. And if I like them, I'll do them. We'll be covering some of the best players in the world. We'll be covering some different style of games. Anything you think I will find interesting, send it over. We'll also be doing some other kinds of content. I am planning, we'll see if I can get it written up again because it's very time consuming. I am going to attempt to try and bring back a show I used to do for Heroes in a Storm, which is basically just doing esports news, just covering all the stuff that happens in Marvel Rivals, not just the MRC, but also all of the little individual tournaments that are scattered around, everything that's going on. I would like to try and make this channel a spot for you to find out about esports stuff. And of course, with me having to make this unexpected, slightly my fault, pivot, in terms of content, I open it up to you. What content would you like to see? Please leave it in the comments below. For now, though, I hope you all enjoyed. I forgot I'm on camera now, so I can swap back to it. I have been Tetcher. Thank you all very much for watching, and I will see you all tomorrow.